This is Math 8-7, Lesson 107, the supplemental activity. So in this activity, we are figuring out the slopes of 8 different lines. There's 2 in each one. I'm going to use colors to try to make it a little bit easier. And there are 2 things we need to remember. One is that if you're going from left to right and it's going uphill, the slope is positive. And if you're going from left to right and it's going downhill, that is a negative slope. So first we determine if it's positive or negative before we determine the actual slope. Then, to figure out the number of the slope, we calculate the rise over the run, and we write it in fraction form. The rise is how far the line goes up and down based on how far it's going left to right. So the easiest way to do that is to make some triangles. You need to make the triangles where it intersects perfectly with the grid. So here on this grid, I'm going to look at line A first. I see that it looks like it's intersecting perfectly every time. So I'm just going to choose 2 points, and I'm going to use orange to make the triangle. You can make it above or below, it doesn't really matter. In this case, I'm just going to make it below. So there's a triangle. It intersects perfectly there and there, and I'm going to color that in. Okay. When I'm going line A, left to right, I'm going uphill. So the slope is going to be positive. And then for the number of the slope, it's the rise over the run. So we count the number of squares on the edges of the triangles. This edge has 3, and this edge has 3. So the slope is positive 3 over 3, which reduces to positive 1. In line B, we can see that we are going downhill from left to right. So we know that the slope is going to be a negative slope. We need to find 2 points that intersect perfectly with the grid. And it looks like there it intersects perfectly, and then maybe here, maybe every 2 up. So I'm going to draw those 2 points showing that it's intersecting perfectly there. Really, you can use any, it'll work. And we said that it was a negative slope, so I'm going to put a negative there for line B over here. Negative, and then the rise, the height of this triangle is 2 over the run, the base is 1. Rise over run, 2 over 1 is negative 2. That's that slope. For line C, it's also going downhill, so that's a negative slope. We'll find where it intersects. Looks like here intersects pretty well, and then down here as well. It intersects perfectly. So I'm going to make a triangle there, and remember that it's negative slope. I'm going to color that in and label it. It's a negative downhill slope, and then the rise, that's the height of the triangle, is 1. The run, base of the triangle, is 2. So the rise over the run is 1 over 2, so negative 1/2. For line D, we can see that it goes uphill from left to right. Let's see if we can find where it intersects. Looks like there's a good intersection point, and every 2. For that one, I'm going to use blue, so we know it's an uphill. So I'm just going to put a positive there to make sure that I remember to do it. Draw in my triangle. The rise, or the height, is 2. The run, or the base, is 1. The rise over the run is 2 over 1, or just 2. In line E, right here, it's kind of a shallow one, but it's still going uphill. It's a positive slope. It intersects there, and then not again until there. So we're going to have a positive slope for E, and I'm going to make my triangle. I see that the height is 1, and then the base is 3. So the rise over the run is 1 over 3, positive 1/3. For F, going left to right, we see that it's downhill. I'm going to pick 2 points to see where it intersects nicely. And then over here it also intersects nicely. I'm going to connect those into a triangle. Color it in. F is going downhill left to right, so that's a negative. The rise is 2, the run is 3, so negative rise over run, 2 over 3. And the last one, G, we see G is going downhill left to right, so that's going to be a negative slope. Let's see where it intersects nicely. There's one, and then here it intersects nicely as well. Downhill, so it's going to be a negative slope. And I'm going to draw in my triangle. The rise, 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2, 3. Negative, rise over run, negative 4 over 3. And we leave slope as an improper fraction. Just make sure it's lowest terms. And then the last line is line H. You can see it's going uphill left to right, so it's going to be a positive slope. And we'll see where it intersects nicely. There's one intersection point, and I think here as well. We'll make our triangle. It's a positive slope. And then we're going to do the rise, 1, 2, 3, over the run, 1, 2, 3, 4. So positive 3 over 4.